Hey guys, Kamina the Koach here. Driving again. So, I just haven't been able to make any space in my life here in Thailand. So, it's time to make an exit plan. So, that's what I'm working on now. So, anyways, that's not the topic of this video. The topic of this video is building a toolbox. If you've watched other videos, you know that I'm not an advocate of anything quick. Get rich quick, get skinny quick, get healed and healthy quick. There's truth to those really cliche sayings. Anything worth having is worth waiting for. Anything worth having is worth working for. Nothing good comes easy. It just kind of is the truth. So I encountered someone from one of my past lives who is struggling emotionally. And when this person found out that I'm a coach, this person reached out with some questions. Can you recommend a book? Can you recommend a technique? And that's a really loaded question. So for me, I can only speak for myself. I don't just have one trauma in my life. I've had multiple traumas that built on top of each other. So I had compound traumas. And I don't know what this person's traumas are, but I do know that most of us that have pain, especially deep-seated pain, have more than one layer of trauma to crawl up out from underneath. So this isn't an easy task, and it's not a task that happens overnight. I'm pretty sure that I read somewhere that if you've been in a traumatic relationship, that after the relationship ends, you need to wait at least double the time that the relationship lasted. So if the relationship lasted a year, you need to wait at least 2 years before you get into another relationship to heal. So I think that is oversimplifying it. Time doesn't heal all wounds, and if we don't address things that have hurt us, they don't just go away, unfortunately. So this person says to me, oh, well, you're still talking about the past. I guess you need to get that off your chest. So I use this analogy a lot, especially with my clients. When you watch a scary movie the first time, you're like, ah! Then you watch it again, you're like, oh. And then you watch it again, you're like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. So it's the same thing with traumas in our life. Number one, by telling your story, you take the edge off of that fear and pain that you feel by reliving it. Oftentimes it's too traumatic for you to resolve in your REM sleep. You don't get to process it completely. So by telling your story again and again, you give your body a chance to process it and release whatever you're holding that surrounds that trauma. Additionally, it gives meaning to your suffering because potentially people can learn from your experience. So you didn't go through what you went through for nothing. And if you came out on the good side of it, then you're an inspiration to others. So it's not in vain. So 2 really good reasons to tell your story, which that there is a tool in your toolbox. So what do I mean, a toolbox? So in my toolbox, some immediate things that I have, grounding techniques. So one of my favorite grounding techniques is rubbing my arms. the feeling of it brings me back to the present. If I'm really deep inside of myself, sometimes I will rub my forehead really lightly to connect the hemispheres of my brain. Sometimes I need to, and that clap kind of shocks me and brings me back to the present. So those are some grounding techniques that I have depending on what's going on with me. In traffic, I rub my arms to ground myself if I get upset or something. So those are some tools in my toolbox. Every night or every other night I practice trauma release exercises. If you don't know what that is, I suggest that you look it up. There's plenty of information on YouTube, on the internet about it. Discussing that we've done a lot of mind work for emotions. Trauma release exercises are releasing the trauma that's stored in your muscles and in your nervous system. So that's another tool in my toolbox. There are many different types of meditation. One instantaneous type of meditation that I use for pain, because I have a lot of chronic pain in my life, is a meditation where you focus on the space in between the breaths. So that really helps me, really helps me manage pain. So in, pause, out, pause, and I live in that space. I really focus on that space in between the breaths. Another tool in my toolbox. So did I get these things overnight? Heck no. I'm pretty sure I've been amassing my toolbox my entire life, but really aggressively started to build my toolbox about 2008. So we're talking 11, 12 years that I've been building my emotional toolbox, my survival toolbox, my coping toolbox. And when a situation occurs, not every tool is going to be appropriate for every situation. I can't use a hammer to fix a broken plate. So by amassing a large toolbox, I'm able to have a selection of tools ready when I have a really emotional, a big situation or a small situation, it doesn't really matter which. I have tools to deal with all of that stuff. So I'm sorry to tell you that there's not really a quick fix. If somebody is selling you a quick fix, run. There's really no such thing. I can't promise that it'll be easy. I can only promise that it'll be worth it. So do the work. If it's too much to do by yourself, reach out to a therapist or a coach. Reach out to me if you need, if you want. If you like this video, hit like. Please share with your friends. So until next time, this is Kamina the Koach, wishing you love, peace, joy, light, and I'll see you next time. Peace.